What up, everybody? It's your boy Jonathan, DJ Mac. Want to do a quick video. Got another light in. Actually had this for, I would say, maybe about like 3 weeks or so. And myself and my buddy Jaden's gonna go over. We're gonna shoot this real quick. A little quick demo about the Betopper 260 CLB. This is actually a halogen, or it's not an LED fixture, so it is very, very hot. But this is your beam and wash. So I will go over a couple of the features, explain to you what I think is great, some of the pros and some of the cons. So again, the 260, it's a R9, 260 R9 beam wash by Betopper. For the price, I think this is a great steal. It's a bang for a buck. I took this out in a couple of gigs, and I'm pretty impressed with it. Quality is definitely okay. It's like a plastic, but it's like a hard, not a cheap plastic. It has like some grooves to it. So the plastic is really, really cool, which I really, really like. And that's a really cool thing. Again, this is not an LED fixture. So this is gonna be, I wanna say a halogen, but it's a, something with a, like Orsa RAM or something like that type of light. So let's go ahead, let's shoot up into ceiling. We'll get the ceiling, we'll get it going. So the one thing about this light, since it is a bulb and not an LED fixture, is that since it's an LED, since it is a bulb, you don't have an on and off switch. So you have to program this, especially with DMX. Now, let me reverse that. You can go ahead and there is manual settings. I'm not going to get into the front digital display of the fixture. The display of the fixture is LCD, so you do have an LCD screen on there, and you can go ahead and do manually. You can set your DMX. You can put it in auto, but you don't need a DMX controller. You actually could do all the functions: pan, tilt, dimmer, shutter, all that stuff. The one thing about this though, you have to turn the bulb on. So yes, you have a dimmer, but you have to turn the bulb on. And when the bulb turns on, it basically heats up. So think of like the light fading slowly to brightness. And once it's at its max brightness, it's all the way on. So up in the ceiling, as you can see right now, and I have it on a regular white, and I turned it on a couple minutes ago before I started this video. And right now, it's at its max brightness. That's really super, super duper nice. That's a clean, nice white. Besides it having a white, it also has, I think, 2 other soft whites. But let's get to your fixtures and the way the light works. You definitely have your pan, your tilt, and all that great stuff. Right now, I have it as a wash, and I don't have the beam feature enabled. So if I really wanted to do a beam, I would just take the frost, because this comes with a frost filter, and I would just adjust the frost and make it a beam, right? So right now you can see I have a small little thing. And you're not gonna see that little circle right now. We don't have no smoke in here as much, but if I did blow some smoke in here or so, you would definitely see that this is super duper bright. The cool thing about this, you got your colors, so I'll go through the colors. You got your regular static colors, and then you got, let's see if I can go into color, your red, your green, your blue. I would say that's a yellow, amber, your magenta, your Tiffany blue, your lime green, your cyan. That's one of your soft whites, and that's another soft white. Then we get into your, I think, your white again, but then we go into split colors. So this does do split, right? You got a split color here, right? We got another split color, I believe. Another split color. So again, right now I'm not shooting this with any smoke in the atmosphere. You would need it to definitely see those beams. Well, let me phrase that. Yes and no. This light is really, really hot, right? So like if I tilt it down a little bit and we kind of got closer, you will see the particles in my garage, shooting. But with smoke, oh my God, you would see these beams crazy. Now we went through colors. It definitely has colors. I showed you that it does have a frost filter, right? So the frost filter, again, if I took it off of the frost, it basically should blow it up where the light will respond. And then it has some other features as well that I'm going to get into. Let me just get back into that. And I am actually editing all this off of the Wolf Mix. Alright, so make sure everything's tight. Let's get out of that. So I did the colors, but you can see right now that's one, and that's the frost feature. So we go back to color, and I just wrote out some of the colors really quick. You can see, you know, you could use this as a good wash for your dance floor, right? You know, a good wash effect. Now, if I go back and I'm going to put this back at white, and I will get out of that and keep that. This does have a prism effect, so you go ahead and put that prism on. I'm not too fond of all of the features as for the of the gobos. I will go through all the gobos, but you do have a prism. You have a prism rotate. I think it only rotates one direction, so you have your prism rotate as well. So if we keep going, I think it's like around 100 and some change. I'm gonna go a little slow, and then you can speed it up. Alright. So as you see, prism. I'll keep the prism on, and I'm gonna go now into the gobos, and we'll see the different gobos that this option, this light brings. So, you know the circles, smaller little dots, smaller little dots. But again, I think a gentleman named Chris on YouTube did a video on this, and he showed it with haze or smoke, and he had a great, he made a great point. Something like this with the smaller dots, if you do have haze or smoke, your beam angle, your beam is going to be totally awesome. So dope, so dope, so dope. Also, by the way, the tilt on this goes all the way down. So if this is totem mode, and you have it on your totem, and you want to tilt all the way down, I think 270, tilt all the way down, it will touch the floor, where I think some of the lights out there sometimes don't. Smaller little dots. I'm gonna call those, I don't know, X. It's crazy effect. Some other effect. Star. Another star. Crazy effect. Now it probably looks a little blurry here because I think one thing is that I'm too close, right? So the further away that this will be, the better that pattern is. The one thing about this light, it does not have a focus. And that's kind of crappy for me, but hey, I took a shot to try it out. Again, for the price of this light, it's kind of like, you know, it's going to come with some cool things, but also not come with the things you might 100% need or want or would like. Straight lines, gobo shake. So there is a gobo shake as well. You know, gobo shake, and then a little more intense, more intense, more intense, more intense, and then I think it will just go ahead and we'll just let it go through that as well, right? So you have that. You can put a little color into it if you wanted to jazz it up, right? So how it goes through its colors. The strobe feature is really cool. I'm not going to do the strobe on camera. Everybody knows what strobe is. So again, this is called the Betopper. It is basically the CLB 260 R9. Again, it's not an LED light. It is a full, I want to say like a bulb halogen light. So it does get hot. You will probably have to, like what I usually do is, I personally, maybe 2 minutes before, you know, not 2 minutes, but you know, let's say we're on our last song, we're ending the night, blah, blah, blah. I'll use my wash lights and rock that out, and then I'll cut this off. Now again, I have this on DMX, so what I'll do is I have a set that I can push a button, and it will turn off, it will start warming down that bulb. So the bulb will warm down. Once the bulb is warmed down, I start wrapping up my gear, and then I know I can unplug it and pack it up. That's like kind of like your con about it. But elsewise, man, for the price of this, I think it's a $300 light. I got a pair of these. They're not that heavy. It does the job for if you want to shoot beams, if you want another wash effect, and plus you have your gobos. That are very, again, the further you shoot it or the bigger the hall or venue you are. I shot this outside, shot this at a big venue, and the gobos look a little bit more in focus as well, wider. So again, $300, can't go wrong. Betopper definitely did a good job on here. The one thing I would ask or emphasize about Betopper, what they would do is, I wish with the manual, they would put a little bit more work into the manual. Meaning, I'm pretty savvy on DMX, but you just putting color 1, color 2, color 3, and not labeling those colors does not make sense. So personally, I had to go through each color manually to make sure I built the profile correctly in my DMX controller. But hey, man, that's it. That is going to be the Betopper CLB260 R9 dope light.